Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And tonight we are playing my Shadow Knight, who happens to be level 6. In fact, he just turned level 6 not too long ago. I did get some really good luck, and I was able to get him into a group for quite some time, but there's not a whole lot of people on tonight. I'm playing pretty late, and so there's only 8 people in the zone, and putting a group together is probably not going to be an actual, way we can get experience at the moment because there's just nobody really looking. So I decided to come over here to this camp and see if maybe I can kill it myself. Now we do have 2 evens. There's zombies, of course, so they're going to be fairly tough. And the one in the back is red to me. So I don't know if we can take him on, but because we are so close to the entrance to East Commons, is just right over there around the hill, and we do have Spirit of the Wolf on for another 12 minutes. I figured we'd go ahead and give it a try. Worst comes down to worst, we'll just zone it. Hopefully that won't be the case, but you just never know. Now, I can't pull him with a spell because I don't get one till level 9. We're about to lose our Shield of Lava, so let's go ahead and hit him real quick. Let him start getting a little bit of damage. You can see he's getting hit for 25 points of non-melee damage. That's the damage shield that I got off of, I believe it was a mage. It might have been a druid. I think it was a mage, though. They went ahead and gave us some other spells as well. Now it's probably a druid, because they gave us strength and skin like nature. Yeah, so that's going to be a druid right there. And we're doing fairly good here, actually. We're hitting them for 20 points of damage apiece, which I have to say is thanks to ZK's weapon that he gave me. It's an amazing weapon. I don't think I ever had such a good weapon at such a low level, even back in the day. I know I gave my guys good armor on occasion so they wouldn't get hit as much, but I don't think I ever went out of my way to find them such an amazing weapon. This is just tremendous amounts of damage. At higher levels, I don't even think my Shadow Knight at higher levels really did this much damage in percentage-wise, based off of the health that I'm doing. I'm doing like anywhere from like 7% to 10% every hit. That's an amazing amount of damage to do. That's crazy, and sometimes I do more than that. So now you can pull that first one single. That one's not too hard. This one over here, I have noticed that you will sometimes get the second creature back there. Now usually these are going to be like skeletons that are up. Sometimes you're an occasional zombie. It just happens to be 3 zombies up at the exact same time, and a high-level zombies to boot. So we're going to try to get this guy to attack us. There we go. Pull him back. Now this is a body pull or a face pull, depending on the term that you're used to. And of course the reason for pulling it back is when he's low on life, they sometimes have the tendency to decide to run away from you. And when they do that, they will occasionally run in a direction you don't want them to. And the direction I don't want them to run is in that direction right over there with the red conned zombie. Because I don't know if we can kill him by myself, let alone kill him with another zombie attacking at the same time. That would be pretty hectic and pretty much a sure thing that we're going to die. And I would have to zone it, and I would lose the experience for both zombies. And considering this one had started to run away, basically I had sat there and gotten hit and, dwindled down my life a little bit, and I don't get the big payoff, which is the experience. So you don't really want that to happen to you. You don't really want to be too close to another creature if you're worried about them aggroing when the guy decides to run away. Now this guy didn't do that. He didn't, run in another direction, and the reason behind that, the reason sometimes they do it and other times they do not, is if they think that they have a chance. Now when you're in a group, usually they will run away for the pure fact that they realize there's 6 of you guys there or 5 of you guys there, and they don't really have a chance to win, and now they're really low on life, so they're going to start walking away. I've had it even at low levels where you're by yourself and the creature will walk away as well. So it's kind of hard to determine when they're going to do that and when they're not, but you'll get a feel for the zone, and you'll get a feel for the different creatures as you progress, through that area, and you spend a little bit of time there and kind of watch the habits. I think that's one of the best things about this game, other than the community, is that you get to really learn stuff about the zone that you're in. Like if you're paying attention, you can figure out the pathing of the creature, you can figure out where the pathing of the creature, you can figure out the the little habits that they have, like when they cast their heal spells and when they cast their direct damage spells, because creatures sometimes will have both of those spells. They will have a healing and a direct damage spell. And a lot of the time, the healing spell will only be used when they get down to a certain percentage. And so what people will do is save their stun spells for the healing and not for the damage. They will just take the damage. Other times, they may decide to save it for the damage and not the healing, because the healing is pretty weak and you can burn through that pretty quickly, whereas the damage spell is sometimes pretty harsh. It might kill you in just like 1 or 2 hits. And so it's another thing. You just kind of learn the way of doing that mob. Now, we're going to go ahead and try this guy. I don't know how well we're going to do. Hopefully, we can do it. Now, I am level 6, like I said, so he could be level 8, or he could be even higher than that. If he's higher than level 8, chances are we're not going to win this fight. But we're going to go ahead and give it a try. Now, I'm going to fight him right where he's at, because I'm not really worried about repop. The repop on this camp is pretty slow, which is why it's a good spot to come to if you're going to fight by yourself and you're able to do it. He's doing quite a bit of damage to me. He did 16 points, 4 damage, 7 there. We did do 20 to him, so he's down to 90%. If I can land a few more hits like that, actually be able to hit him for 20 points of damage or close to it consistently, then we probably will have a chance at beating this. But if he continues to consistently hit me for 17 and 18 points of damage, and he just keeps dodging my hits, then we're probably not going to win this one. And even if we do win this one, you got to keep in mind that he's doing a great deal of damage to me, and I have no way to heal myself up other than to sit there and wait for my life to go back up. And so you may even decide that, yeah, I could win that fight, but ultimately, is it worth it? Am I going to lose more health, and I'll have to sit there for half an hour, trying to recoup from that fight? So I could just run off and fight, 20 or 30 or 40, blue creatures, and make pretty much close to the same amount of experience, if not more, in the amount of time I would have been sitting there waiting for my life to go up from fighting that one guy. And chances are, yeah, that's going to be the case. Like, especially here, I don't even know if we're going to win this one. I'm down to 40%, 39 actually, and he's down to 44. And I'm just not hitting him. I'm missing, I would say, at least half the hits that I try to get on him. And he's not missing nearly as much as I am. There we go. 17 points that he just hit me for. Man, it's neck and neck. 26, so he's a little lower than me finally. Come on, yeah, 20%. Holy crap, come on, keep hitting him. Oh, he stunned me there. Dang it. 12 points for 12 points. My defense did go up. Come on, I need my offense to go up. No, 18 points, 10 points. Oh, this is going to be... I may have to zone. If I go down to 5%, I'm running it. 8%. Come on, hit him, kill him, kill him, kill him. Oh, no. Do it. Oh, I'm running it. Ah, dang it. I waited too long, too. I'm going to take some hits on the run. Son of a... Oh, man. And I lost all those buffs, and then I still have to go back and get my corpse. So, as you can see, sometimes, even if you're able to actually beat that fight, which in my case I was not, it may not be worth it for you to do it, because just having a couple of hits here and there where they get a critical hit can actually change the outcome of the fight. And so you may fight that creature, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row and come out ahead at like 5 or 6% of your life left and be like, oh, okay, I can do that guy, but it's really, really close. And then all of a sudden fight him and he gets a couple critical hits and you die. And do you really want to risk that? Because you lose quite a bit of experience in this game when you die. And the answer usually is no. Like you can see right there, I lost pretty much half the experience I had in this level already. And that sucks, because not only did I lose all the experience I had gained in the group that I was just in, but I also lost the experience from the other 2 mobs that I had just killed. It basically made those completely worthless because I didn't get anything for them. Now, I could get a little bit back if I got a res, but, you're not going to get a res at this level. And even if you did, it's not going to be a high-level res. You're just not going to get one. It's just not going to be a thing. So I'm going to go ahead and run back to my corpse, and I'll let you guys watch so that you can see exactly how to get back there. You can also see, just how long it takes. And keep that in mind. That is one of the factors you have to take into account when deciding whether you should take on a mob. Now, usually, people will risk the run and they will risk the fight and all the experience that it entails for a very, very close fight if they are going to get some pretty good loot off of it. So if it's a named mob and it has a chance at some pretty good loot or rare loot that's worth quite a bit of money, people will risk it just for the platinum or for the item itself. That is really up to you on a personal basis whether you want to do that or not. For the most part, I would say no, because even though the item may be incredibly good, and even though the mob may, spawn very rarely, and it might be a really, great item to get, if you die, you don't get the item anyways. And somebody could run along right behind you and finish the creature off, and you lose everything, and they get everything, and then you have to run all the way back. So I understand the draw and the reason why people do it and they risk it, but it usually doesn't work out in the end for you. But when it does, it's like you're elated, you're overjoyed with happiness that I beat the guy and I got the great loot and I didn't die, and everything works out great for you. But when it doesn't work out great for you, oh God, does it suck so bad, and you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel that long run back to the area that you were just in, and a lot of the time the creature will still be up and so he'll be sitting there taunting you like, do you want to try me again? You were close, do you want to try it again? And again, a lot of people will do it, and you may end up regretting that. So I could always drag my corpse a little further away, but I'm just gonna loot it right here. I think the aggro's not too bad. Now keep in mind, I did as well as I did because I have a really good weapon, and I have a few pieces of armor on my guy that helped out quite a bit. The bronze armor has decent AC on it, and it's pretty nice to have that. Now these guys are even. Yeah, both of those are even again. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill one of them. In fact, I might just kill both of them again, but I'm gonna stay away from that red one. Now, when you get something like that, you're camping a spot, and for whatever reason, a high-level creature spawns in the place of a semi-low-level creature that you've been hunting for hours, because occasionally it will do that. What do you do? Like, what are the best things you can do for that? Well, there's a few things. One, you can get So or Sow or Spirit of the Wolf from somebody. You can get aggro on that creature, and you could run him over to a guard and let the guard kill him. That will allow you to basically get rid of that mob and hope that a lower level creature spawns in his place that you can then continue to kill and get experience from. You can go ahead and do an OC, number 2, which is to ask other people if anybody would mind coming over here and killing them for you, and they would maybe get some loot off of it. It may be a named spawn, like in the Giants, where occasionally when you're killing giants over an oasis, a named giant will spawn, and he's basically unkillable by a single player. He has like a 200 or 350 hit point tick every 2 or 3 seconds, and so unless you're doing more than that amount of damage, he's not going to be basically taking any damage from you. And so it requires a group to kill something like that. And so when something like that spawns, you can just ask the zone if anybody wants to come over and kill it, get the loot off of it, and then you can go off and continue doing what you were doing, which was earning experience and the few platinum or gold or whatever you're getting off of the creatures as the loot goes. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot you can do. If you can't run it to a guard and you can't get somebody to come over there and kill it for you, and if you're not capable of killing it yourself, even with buffs on, now that's another thing I guess you could do, is you could go off and try to get buffed up and give you that extra little advantage. If you have like chloroplast on, which allows you to regenerate your power, not your power, but your health a little quicker. That might make all the difference. If you have clarity on and you can use your spells a little bit more often, that may make all the difference. Or if you have a really, really good piece of armor that may not have the greatest stats in the world for grouping wise, but really good against taking the hits, you could always try putting that on and see if that is enough to make the difference. But most of the time, those things will not really turn the tide in your favor for something, a creature that high. Now, in my case, it might very well do that, because that was a really, really close fight. And given that fight all over again, if I had done that, chances are I may win, 5 out of 6 times, or I may lose 5 out of 6 times, depending on how many critical hits he gets. It's really, really hard to determine. I got some rawhide boots. So this is a nice little spot to come over. I usually came over here to get bone chips. This is a little spot that I would come over here and sit down next to this log. There's not a lot of roamers. In fact, there's very, very few roamers in the general area, and none of them, from what I remember, walk over here. And so you can kind of come over here and you can sit down on the log, and you can do your camera angle, and you can change it so that you can see a 360 degree around you. And you can kind of sit here and wait for your life to go back up and your power to go back up. And you can just sit here and mine or harvest bone chips for your class. And I remember doing that for my Shadow Knight. I did that for my my Necro and for Friends Necros. There's a quest over in the High Elf City that you can turn into the High Elf Guild, or the Cleric Trainer, and you turn 4 bone chips in, and you get a little bit of experience and a lot of faction for doing that. And so you can come over here and basically get a whole bunch of bone chips real easy, because again, this zone is filled with skeletons. Very, very, very few skeletons over in Greater Phadar, and you're just not going to be able to harvest very many over there. But you can do it over here, and then you can give them to your other character and have them turn it in, and that could get you a few levels very quickly. Probably not going to get you past level 3 or 4, to be honest, because you don't get very much experience for it. Mainly you get faction. And so you're going to have to turn in, I'm talking about like hundreds and hundreds of bone chips to get like level 4 and level 5. You're going to turn in like 5, 6, 700 bone chips to get that much. You'd be better off selling the bone chips for, around 10 platinum a piece, and then buying the crush bone belts with it, which is just an amazing amount of experience for that. I just took a little bit of damage falling right there. So we're going to run back over to town. In fact, I think I'm overweight here. I'm running really slow. Yes, I am. I'm overweight by 19 pounds. We need to get rid of some stuff. We don't really need this on our guy. Let's get rid of those. Somebody's probably shrieking right now saying, no, it's for a quest. It might be. I don't know what quest it's for, and it's really not worth it for me to hang on to. It's not really worth anything unless I know what it's for. And I could look it up, but I don't really usually do that for video games. If I can't figure out what they are while I am playing, I usually don't take the effort to actually go off and figure it out. Now, I did get rid of a little bit of weight, but I don't want to get rid of anything else. One of our viewers did let me know that, because I was telling you guys that spider silk is the only thing that is used for anything as far as tailoring goes, but somebody was letting me know that spiderling silk is actually used by tailorers to make low weight bandages. And monks and other classes that use bandage or bind wound will appreciate that, especially on the weight scale. For monks who have to constantly worry about how much they can carry, because again, when you're overweight as a monk, you will lower your agility and your dexterity, and your AC will go down, and it really overall is not a very good thing to do. You don't really want to be overweight for any class, but especially as a monk. And so, because I guess you can use those spiderling silks, that's definitely something you should hang on to. I don't know how much money you get for it. I've never actually seen them for sale over in East Commons, so it must be somewhat of a rare thing, and you probably don't make too much cash. But at a low level, even if you're going to make like 2 platinum a stack, that's still quite a bit of cash for somebody just starting out. Oh, this guy poisoned me too. Let's see, this is going to last for 42 seconds. That's a weak poison. So even if you survive the fight, you may end up dying from the poison, which I've done before at higher levels, where the poison is so much stronger than it is at a lower level. And that's when Bind Wound can really come into play if you don't have a healer. Come on, hit this guy. Why am I missing so much? I don't know why I might die here. Holy crap, how am I going to die here? This guy's only even to me. Come on, kill him. Kill him. I don't have any bind or whatever bandages on me right now. I won't be able to bind myself, and the poison's still on me. Now, the only good thing about having that poison on you during the fight is he can't put it back on you for all I know why it's still taking effect. But if it goes out, he has a chance to cast it on me again. I'm not going to survive this, am I? Why can I not hit this guy? I can't hit the broadside of a barn tonight. There we go, 20 points of damage. Come on, do it again. Holy crap. Okay, I'm sitting down. Okay, the poison's off as well. Wow. Wow, I could not hit that guy. I was going through and it was just miss, 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 miss. And like I said, occasionally you will get that happen to you. Look how slow I'm going because I'm low on life and I'm overweight. Let me look at this. My agility is down to 43 because I'm so low on life right now. And you will see as my life goes back up, which it will, as I run, just very, very slowly, you'll see that my agility will tick up a little bit each time. I don't want to get attacked by that bear. He's blue. I should be able to kill him, but it's so low. And I don't really want to sit down out here because it's not a safe place. Now, if you do need to sit down while you're in this zone, you know, my advice would be to run over to the bridge where there's guards. If you're sitting in the middle of the bridge, there's guards on, or there's 2 guards on one side and 2 guards on the other, and so you're perfectly safe there. Nothing roams over there, and if anything did, it would get killed very, very quickly. Bubba Lumps, the people who come up with names in this game. And you'll see this guy literally traveled from his starting city to come over here and hunt, which is a long, long way away. That's quite a long run. It's, I think, like 20, 30 minutes just to get over here. And the reason he did that is because there's a lot more things to kill in this zone than there are over where he's at in, is it Grob? I think it's Grob is the starting city, but it's a swampy area. I forgot what the name of the zone is, but I kind of like the area, but it's very, very dangerous, and it's kind of spread out, and it's not exactly as compact with the mobs like it is over here. And I'm going so slow. I almost want to sit down for a second. Let me go ahead and sit down, see if my life will go up a little faster and my agility will go up with it. There's not much I can do otherwise. It's just going to take me forever to get back to town. And I should get rid of some of these backpacks, to be honest. The backpacks weigh quite a bit. And I got to keep in mind that as you progress through the game and you get better and better armor, the armor itself weighs quite a bit. And you can see my agility finally went up. Let's see if I run. Yeah, you see now I'm moving at a decent pace. My agility is still pretty low, but that's just because I'm overweight and not because I'm low on life anymore. Oh wow, look at that person over there. They are a complete and total twink. Check that out. That's some nice armor right there. Oh my god, I can't believe they're running around like that. And they obviously have some kind of speed enhancement on, probably J-boots or something. Because as a twink, again, you can you could pretty much give your guy anything that's tradable. And quite a few things that aren't tradable can still be gotten very easily by somebody who's very familiar with the game. I remember when I would start my characters and I wanted to have a weight-reducing backpack, that I would sneak them over to Lower Guck and give them the Swiss Sewing Evil Eye bag so that they could have that on their guy. You know, basically from like level 1 to level 2, I could run them over there and get it, because back in the day the zones were so camped that you could quite literally just walk right in and pick up the bags, because nobody ever wanted them. There were no trade. You could only have one of them, and they dropped incredibly often, and that place was always camped. And so if you knew how to get there, and you could get there safely, you know, you could just run over to that group, sit there for a few seconds or a couple minutes, depending on how long it took for the guy to spawn and kill, and go ahead and have yourself a new backpack. The same thing can be said for other items in the game. I remember a lot of characters would go over to Lower Guck and get the Mask of Deceiver so that they could change into a Dark Elf. And that was pretty cool to get. Again, I think it was everybody, when the game first came out, any class could use it. And then somewhere down the road they changed it so that I think it was only rogues and somebody else was able to use it. But if you had gotten the mask previously, you were still able to use that one. And I think they were tradable at one point as well. So if you got on the server when it first came out, you could make quite a bit of money. This is a Leatherfoot Raider cap. What does that do? 4 AC. The one I have right now. Oh yeah, so much better. So we're gonna sell that. 1 silver. Not really a lot of cash. What do these do? They might actually be better than the boots I'm wearing right now. No, pretty much the same, except they weigh more than the ones I have. So yeah, I don't really want those. So we'll sell that as just vendor junk. We also have some zombie skin. I think the zombie skin is used for something, but it's not really that valuable. I do remember hearing somebody looking for it for a while there, but I don't think you're gonna get too much money from it. Wolf meat, again, can be used in recipes, so there will be people who want to buy that if you want to go ahead and save yourself up a couple stacks and go over and sell it over there in Eastern Commons. You probably will be able to find somebody who wants it. Now, mainly, I don't have anything on my guy that's weighing me down anymore other than the fact that I have 249 copper and 96 silver. So what I could do is run over to the zone that has the banker in it, which is just one more over. But if I don't want to do that, if I, for whatever reason, am not close to a bank, but I'm close to a vendor, what I can do is come into the vendor and find something that's worth a fair bit of money. Usually, you don't really want to spend more money than your copper and your silver and maybe your gold combined. You want to buy that item and then sell it right back to them. Now, you're going to lose a little bit of cash on that transaction. I think it's something like 1 platinum for every 10, which is not too bad. It's like 10% of the cost is going to be in the transaction fees. But if you are over encumbered with 1,000 copper or 1,000 gold or something like that, and you don't want to lose 1,000 gold because that's quite a bit of platinum, but you just don't want that weight anymore, you can come in here and buy something. Like this is worth 2 platinum. So I could buy this ring for 2 platinum and 6 gold. And you'll see I just paid 2 platinum and 6 gold. Now all my gold, all my silver, and all my copper is pretty much gone. Then I can click on it, and I can sell it back to him for 2 platinum and 3 gold. So basically I lost 3 gold out of that deal. But I saved myself a trip to the bank. You can also have another technique where, because when you sell the item back, you're getting your platinum in return, and platinum has a weight to it. So what a lot of people will do is they will come in here and buy like a gem. This gem is worth 138 platinum. So I could buy the gem, keep it on my character, and the gem doesn't weigh virtually anything. Let me see if I can click on it and see how much it weighs. So the weight is 0.1 pounds. That's almost nothing. You're going to have stack after stack after stack of these things on you, and you wouldn't really feel it. And so what you could do is buy those, and then when you want to actually have cash, you go to a vendor, hopefully one that is very friendly to you or warmly to you, that you have a high faction with, so that you will get a better price. You can put your charisma gear on and stuff like that, and that will up it a little bit more and get a little bit more of your money back on that deal. And then you can sell it, and now you have 139 platinum or 140 platinum or whatever it's worth. And of course that's going to weigh you down then, but that's a good way to save yourself on the weight, especially if you're playing a monk or something along those lines. That really is, it boils down to, do you want the cash or do you want to actually be able to take hits? You do want both, and if you're able to swing that, if you're in the right zone with the right vendors, you are actually able to make some cash for once. Because again, as a monk, a lot of the time you just forgo all your loot, and you only ever pick up pieces that are worth extreme amounts of money that you can sell to other players and actually turn a profit for the weight. But everybody else seems to be able to pick up stuff, and you're just like, oh, you're missing out on this 5 platinum fine steel swords and stuff like that. Well, I mean, that's just part of the class that you picked. As a cleric, you don't really have to worry about that, because you can just kind of sit there throughout the entire group, and you never really have to move. And so you kind of have to use what little cheats, what little loophole, like buying the gems and stuff as they're available to you, just to be able to get by and actually, buy some better pieces of armor and save up for them, basically, is a technique. So we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys. Again, I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please hit that like button, subscribe. Definitely helps grow my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. And make sure to leave comments down below, because I love hearing back from you guys. and I will catch you next time.